Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to Train World TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget, you can shop online at trainworld.com for all your model train needs. Now, without further ado, enjoy today's video.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the May 2026 Thomas Tuesday live stream, marking 5 official years of Thomas Tuesday. We have been doing these since 2021, and today is no exception, as we have a very, very exciting live stream this evening, or morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are from in the whole entire world. I am here with the one and only Matt Stern from Bachmann Trains, showcasing the latest updates from Bachmann. How are you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing great. How are you, Christian?
I'm good. And we have not one, but 2 guests, a recurring guest who has been on my side so many times, one of my closest friends in the Thomas fandom, Thomas J219. How are you doing, John?
I'm good, Christian. How are you guys?
I'm good. And second time on this live stream, actually one of our first guests we've ever had, if you remember way back in the spring of 2022, the layout that he has is arguably one of the biggest in the entire fandom. So much is included in this layout, HO scale, and we are in for an ultra treat this evening as a result. Even just looking behind, you'll see all the scenery right there compared to back in the day when it was just bare wood. How are you doing tonight, Val?
I'm very well, Christian. Always a pleasure.
Fantastic. Now, all of us are extremely busy this time of the year, end of the semesters for some of us, end of school years for others. Val has so much going on in his artistic life. John has so much going on in his acting life. And Matt, as we know, is juggling a million new products over at Bachmann. So I'm not going to gibber on anymore. We're going to pass it right on over to Matt Stern, who's going to share with us the latest updates from Bachmann Trains.
All right. So yeah, actually, it's funny, Christian. You were saying it's been 5 years since Thomas Tuesday started, which actually means that it's 5 years since I started at Bachmann. So that's pretty cool because I started right after the very first Thomas Tuesday.
Wow!
Congrats.
It's been a part of the experience since the beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, I when I woke up this morning and I realized it's May 2026. 2021 was when we started these streams, and we're already here. And it feels like we just started these last year.
It does.
And I feel like I just saw Matt for the first time like 2 months ago. So I guess that's just how life goes. It gets faster and faster as the years go on.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. So we have some Thomas samples. Now I was debating with Christian before the stream started whether we actually showed these or not before. So if we have shown them before, I apologize in advance, but it never hurts to show them again because these are still up and coming products. We're going to start out. These are all N scale. I'm going to start out with the N scale classic red plank wagon. It's the in CGI. It's definitely the most popular color to see plank wagons in. So if you're modeling that era, you'll need a nice long string of these. And you can see it's got the nice wood grain detail inside there, and all around a nice looking car. Then we also have, to complement it as well, we have the Sodor scrap wagon. And no load in this again because, well, the load we have is a coal load. Maybe we'll tool up another load at some point. We've done that in HO, and we'll talk about that. We talked about that a little bit last time, but I wanted to follow up on that a little bit. But perfect for if you want to make your own load. And if you're building a layout, you'll know that that there's always scraps of something that's laying around somewhere. You could probably fill this up with. So need a little wagon you can add to your N scale train. And then
scale, they just look so crisp. I mean, the HO look just as good, but they look really good in N scale.
Yeah, and the N scale, hats off to our factory because the N scale printing and the processes in recent years has really it's gotten crisper and crisper as technology allows, which has been great. Now into locomotives. Here's N scale Origin James.
Looking very handsome.
Yeah.
And we announced this along with LBSC 70 Thomas, kind of as I know they were a 70th anniversary prototype, but we wanted to do something for N scale for the 80th anniversary. So we figured it's appropriate enough. It's going back to the very start of their time on Sodor, at least Thomas's time on Sodor. So.
Did you guys think about changing the 7 to an 8 on the Thomas?
We did not, because then we'd be straying away from what was shown on the show, so that might get us into trouble. I don't know.
Can I ask, does he have the lining on the back of his tender as well?
I was about to ask.
You were going to ask that too?
There you go.
Oh, that looks great.
I was going to ask if he had the lamp and the lining, but I'm glad.
No, we decided not to put the printed lamp on there.
I think that was. I agree. I think that's.
And we did look at adding a tooled lamp on there, but it would have involved messing with James's tender, which of course is also used for the regular James, and that's not something that we want to do at this point. Maybe we'll do that in the future.
I prefer just the lining personally. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think the lining looks excellent.
Yes, there you go. And one change that I will say from this pre-production model is that he will have, right now he has a darker running board than the other models. He'll have the same tone of gray as the others.
Man, the dome looks so shiny. Is that the same as the regular James?
I believe it is, yeah.
That looks great.
Yeah, probably should show his face as well. It's kind of important. There you go.
He looks wonderful.
And then we do have somewhere around here. Problem is he's so small.
I'm guessing the wheels will be black on the final model, right, Matt?
So the wheels right now they are a black and metal. They will be staying as that.
Okay.
Excuse me while I try and find Thomas. He may have escaped. All right. He's around here somewhere in the house. There you go. Just got to shrink him down a little bit.
Then they may appear, yes.
Well, I also have one I can show as well, and this is a worldwide first, a debut.
Whoa!
Oh wow!
Wow! The lining on the wheels looks so good at that size.
Great. Yeah, I can't believe he's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Matt, actually, I want you to hold that up because I do have permission from Ken to do another raffle this evening, and this is the perfect opportunity as this is the first time we're ever seeing this G-Scale Thomas in the LBSC paint scheme. Guys, we are raffling off a DCC HO Thomas this evening, okay? I don't have it with me right now. It's over in my car. I very foolishly forgot to take it out for the stream, but you guys know what it is. It has the DCC function, the sounds, and I want you to take a screenshot of this Thomas, tag Train World, and put Bachmann is awesome in some capacity in the caption of your Twitter post. So please, please, please do that. Instagram stories too are permitted. So if you want to enter in our raffle, that's all we're doing this evening. No crazy over the top question for this evening because it is the 5-year anniversary and I'm going to go easy on everyone today. All right, so get your screenshots in, get your posts up by tomorrow morning, the latest. All right, usually by noon I pick out the winner, so please make sure you get those in. Matt, you look very serious, having a nice smile. There we go.
I think it's just tiredness, not seriousness.
Yeah, the young one's probably keeping you up at night.
Yeah.
Imagine.
But yeah, so
All right,
LBSC 70 Thomas, obviously from the same storyline as Origin James, and there's the 70 you were talking about there, which of course is the number that he was in the show, so we couldn't change that to an 80. As cool as that might have been, but he's got he's a really cool model. He's got the moving eyes just like on the HO1, and the same as all the other G scale Thomas locomotives. As you can see, the paint scheme turned out really nice on this. It's really crisp. The shine is fantastic. You can basically see the entire screen in it there.
Something about the large scale range. I just want to like cuddle them in bed. They're like
it's almost like Gauge 1, right?
Teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even better.
And then you got the coal in the bunker there. And of course, you got the see-through cab as well.
It's a nice touch.
So, and of course, the see-through spokes on the wheels, which are always a nice feature as well. So LBSC 70 Thomas in large scale, G scale. He'll be coming out. We're expecting probably by the end of the year, he should be here.
Awesome.
And there is an
I'm sorry to cut you off there, Matt, but this has been a popular pre-order on Train World. So please get your pre-orders in if you want to have this under your Christmas tree at the end of the year, because there's a chance that the whole first batch will be out. Then basically the listing comes off of our website and will not be on until the next batch is coming in by Bachmann. So if you want this at the end of the year under the Christmas tree or for your birthday or any capacity like that, make sure to get your pre-orders in ASAP.
It's always good to hear that they're good, that there are strong pre-orders.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a Thomas that was floating around here somewhere in N scale, LBSC Thomas, but unfortunately, I think it didn't make it upstairs with me. So we're going to move on to something else here. So let me see. Here we go. So I showed this on the last stream. I just wanted to bring it up again. So this is our Sodor China Clays HO scale plank wagon with our newly tooled China Clay load. And as when you may have seen, if you follow our Facebook page, there were several comments on it about the color of the China Clay on there. I think somebody said it looked like a chicken korma. That was probably my favorite. I personally think it has a little bit of a macaroni kind of color to it. We are going to adjust that. It's already been taken care of, and the final models will be more appropriate China Clay color. That will be a little bit more of a off-white.
I was going to say it's very reminiscent of the cargo in the CGI series, though, and I'm so happy you guys are doing that wagon. It looks incredible. Is there any possibility that there'll be a green one in the future?
Well, I think there's certainly a chance.
Well, that I'm really excited for that one. I love the railway series, obviously.
And
stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
I do have there's something in here as well that's rattling around.
I was gonna say, I thought I heard something.
So let me take this out. This is an update that a lot of people have been asking about, and it's only a small update so far, but I think it'll need no introduction.
Oh man!
Oh,
bubbling boilers.
Great.
So there you go. That is the first test shot, we call them, of N-scale Henry's face.
perfect timing, Zach Stack. He just showed up.
There you go. Yeah. And as I said last time, the CAD drawings have been approved, and everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of getting a sample put together and getting it ready to show. So hopefully, in the not too distant future, we'll have a slightly longer version of him to show. But just a little update for the time being.
Wow. So everybody who's always wanted a Thomas Henry, they're impossible to get, can finally get an N scale Henry and live out those dreams.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And I need to find N scale LBSC 70 Thomas, but I think so. You don't have to just sit here looking at this very blank wall behind me. Do you want to do like a quick Christian? Do you want to do like a quick overview of the Thomas products and where you can find them on Train World, and then
Sure, absolutely,
I'll pop back over.
Sure.
So I'll be right back.
Sharing my screen, guys.
Just reading the comments too.
All right, yeah. So as you can see, I'm on the Train World homepage. Just because we've gotten questions about how to navigate, what you basically do if you follow my mouse is go over to brand, and you scroll over. This is all in alphabetical order to Thomas and Friends Railway. You'll click up right on that.
Notably not railroad, correct?
Yeah, Railway, given Thomas's origin. All right, there's a beautiful crisp image of Thomas right there.
Are you in charge of that Model Series logo?
That's the one, man. You got to go with the Model Series logo for a model train company. Anyhow, we have our description here, which is, I think, slightly altered from the one that we saw on Mattel's page. A little bit more concise, just so that it doesn't go on and on and on. But here are all our Thomas products, including some Lionel, and we did have some Wooden Railway. I'm not really sure how much of that we have left. But if you want just Bachmann, which is by far the majority, as you can see right off to the side here, you're going to click on that check. All right. The screen there we go. It should refresh on its own. And again, there's 4 different scales by Bachmann: HO narrow gauge, standard HO, N scale, and large scale, aka G scale. So there's ways you can also filter all that, but tons and tons of Thomas products here. I think we just got a new batch in recently as well, but right here are our Origin James and LBSC Thomas. The final images should be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that as well. Our G scale LBSC Thomas is somewhere, probably towards the end, but there's N scale Henry. Make sure you get your pre-order for him as well. He's also been a very popular one. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder maybe the G scale LBSC Thomas might have been off the website because of how many pre-orders we already got, but don't quote me just yet because I might come across him. Let's see. Scanning all this here. Oh yeah, our gunpowder wagons, the Defuse It, hugely popular. Make sure you get your pre-order for this one in particular. Here we have Troublesome Truck number 7. Final image of that should be coming out real soon as well.
So excited for that.
That was when we showed the tooling sample of that on the last episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One last page.
And let's see. Oh, our 80th anniversary events. I need to just talk about these very quickly. Yeah, just one left already. I don't know how that happened, unless Ken forgot to refresh the website. But I think, Matt, if we're not mistaken, did Terminal just order one more batch? I think it's our 3rd batch that we ordered from Bachmann.
I'm not sure because that's not the side of things that I handle.
Okay, all right. I know Ken did that. Maybe it hasn't arrived yet, or he hasn't updated the website yet. But either that, or they're just so popular that even already with this 3rd batch, we're already down to one of the red ones. And let's see how many of these. This one says in stock. Okay, so I'm assuming this one has, maybe Ken got a new batch up, but the red one he hasn't updated yet because these have been selling so fast. Every time I go into the retail area in Limbrook, they're just gone. They're there. Like one day he'll have a new batch. I remember he had like 6 on the shelf. Then I went in the next day and there was only 1 left. So clearly 5 were sold in like a week. And then another time I went and they were all gone. He said there was a new batch coming. That was the 2nd batch coming in. And now it's like, I think he's up to his 3rd or 4th batch that he's ordering. And most of them are now in Brooklyn, I think. But I think he's going to be getting some more for the retail area in Limbrook as well.
Here's LBSC Thomas.
LBSC Thomas. But point being, guys, the anniversary bands, make sure you get those in because those 2 have been very popular.
And we're also not going to be running them again. It's a special run for the 80th anniversary. So once we're sold out of them at Bachmann, they are gone.
I grabbed 2 of the blue ones and 1 of the red, right, Christian?
Yes, absolutely.
I can't wait for that.
I think I'm gonna order another patch just for the hell of it, because they are iconic pieces that are gonna be nice collector's items for the future. So. All
I
right.
love that new CGI fuel tanker coming out too in HO. I know that's maybe a hot take, but I just like that there's an accurate version now to CGI as well, because it reminds me of like when Hero of the Rails came out. I know Christian's a model series guy, but
tanker? Are you talking about the milk tanker?
No, the CGI fuel tanker in HO.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
We want to cater to everybody, whether you're a model era fan or a Railway Series fan or a CGI fan.
Would there ever be a chance of you doing both at the same time? Like, I know for a fact that if you reintroduce the model series mail car, it would sell they sell for like $100 on their own.
It's certainly something we can look into. Right now with the tank wagons, we are offering the rail or the CGI and the model era version at the same time, and both are in production. We're not canceling one to replace it with the other.
Yeah,
it's going to be
that's really key as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a smart choice. But John,
and
does have a
Matt, actually, I remember Ken did initiate this maybe about a week ago or a few weeks ago. But the milk tanker in G scale, that is going to be the model series one, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, we have the wrong image in our catalog, which is where the confusion came from.
Okay.
But it'll be the Tidmouth milk tanker.
Okay, so we should probably update the website on that at some point as well. I'll hit up Ken, but great, very exciting, because I know there have been several people who wanted to see that Tidmouth milk tanker in G scale. So now is finally the time, guys. So stay tuned.
There you go. And of course, we have the funfair vans coming as well, which I think are going to look really great in G scale.
Absolutely.
So a few model era items to look out for.
Great. All right, Matt, did you find that end scale, Thomas?
Yeah. So let's see. We'll start with. Let's see. Let's do it this way. How about here?
Man, that's always crazy. Did you see? I sorry because I forgot the username, but somebody made an N scale loop of track on a G scale piece of rolling stock. Did anyone else? Christian knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I think I did see that.
So crazy.
So there's the little guy.
Oh, he's got a little lamp.
He does.
I like that the wheels are still lined. That's my favorite detail. It's like white walls on a car.
So that is N scale LBSC Thomas or LBSC 70 Thomas. So you whether you're modeling an HO N scale or G scale, there's one for your collection now. And these should be coming out probably. I think we're expecting these in the fall.
Cool. Awesome. Now, is there any word on Flying Scotsman, or is he not going to be until next year?
Flying Scotsman is still in development. We're focusing more of our efforts in getting Henry completed right now, because obviously he was announced earlier. So you'll probably see a little bit more movement on Flying Scotsman once we're a little further on Henry. But he is in development, and I know our team at the factory is working on the tooling and all that.
Very cool. I will say, I've also seen a lot of people in the chat asking about Sydney and the mainland diesel. If there's not to be enforced, is there any updates on that?
So I think last time or the time before, I did show the face samples for both of those. But we should be receiving a full tooling sample from the factory any day now, any week now.
Oh wow!
Now I'm assuming, silly question. The mainland diesel is only going to have one face, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about buying two of them.
Yeah. There's certainly opportunities for I know a lot of people do change around the faces and make 3D printed versions, so there's definitely an opportunity to make more than one using it, because the paint scheme is the same on all of them.
Exactly.
But it might be something, if it does well, we could look into doing another one of them at some point. And of course, Sydney, as people have wondered, does have the correct eye spacing, which is a little tighter. So and he will still have the moving eyes as well.
Awesome.
And is Sydney have those same brass? I know you did the rods a different color because his and Paxton's are red. That was a really nice attention to detail. It's going to be the same like Paxton.
Yeah, we made a little bit of a change. Made it less of a. I think Paxton's was kind of more of a gold in the model, and it should have been a little bit more of a bronzy red look, and we're actually going to be doing that. And for the N scale Paxton as well, that's going to be that color as well.
Very cool. So they're going to be different.
A little bit different, yeah. There's
Nice.
and that may be something we'll look into for a running change for the HO one as well. And if it is, I'll let you guys know, because then you've got 2 different versions to collect there.
Yeah, would there be a chance that Paxton's face, if they did that, would be more appropriate, like in the N scale model?
So Paxton's face is already tooled,
Right?
but it was tooled. It was the HOM was used as the base, but we did also we tooled it from scratch, so it'll be a little bit different from the HO one.
Cool.
That's about all I got.
And Salty, we heard, was 2027, correct?
Salty is 2027, and I know it's been pushed back. 2027. I don't think there are going to be any more delays after that. I think that's going to be almost certainly when we'll see him.
Nice.
Gonna stay tuned. Well, Matt, thank you so much for sharing all the updates with everyone in the chat here in the live stream. Lots to look forward to as always, guys. So once again, hop onto trainworld.com, do exactly what we did, go into categories or brands, scroll down to Thomas and Friends Railway, and then you'll see all your Bachmann products that you can purchase, both for pre-order and currently in stock. So stay tuned for much more to come.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Christian. It's always fun.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And without further ado, I'll pass it right on to
My turn.
Val, Sodor Model Monger.
All right. So basically what I'm going to do is I've got a little model slideshow presentation. And then after that, we're going to see all the models in action, and I'll walk around the layout and stuff. But I'll start with that. It's kind of similar to what I did last time, if anybody remembers that. So I'm good to share my screen, Christian?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Christian, will Ken be joining us or no?
He said he was, but I don't know, sometimes stuff comes up, I guess.
Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Okay. So basically what I try to do every time is, we're all modifying like the products that come out. So I always want to show in live streams, especially with Bachmann and Train World, kind of what you can accomplish with the stuff that is sold in the US. I know a lot of us also want to import stuff, but it's getting challenging. So everything in this slideshow, a couple exceptions, are going to be things made from like basically what you can get from Train World already, because I think there is a lot. So without further ado, and I can't see you guys, so if you have any questions, just jump in, I guess.
Keep it down in the chat, Val. We'll be good.
Okay, yeah, I can't see the chat either. But yes, start with Flora. Like a lot of you can guess, I'm sure, she was made using Toby's chassis. I actually replaced her wheels with spoked wheels that I think were from like a pile of spare James's pony trucks, because she has like spoked wheels. And then the body shell was 3D printed. I designed all my decals in Adobe Illustrator. The face was designed by NWR Chris, which I forgot to credit in there, but he makes a lot of great model series faces. And then funnily enough, the coach runs on Bachmann John Bull coach bogies. So if anyone remembers those really old-timey Bachmann set with the 420 engine, those are taken from there because I needed some really small bogies and really small wheels. So that is Flora, and we'll get to see all of these running at the end of this. But just tell me if I need to speed up or anything. Next is James.
Yeah.
Okay. James. Obviously, everyone knows James. This one is trying to be a Railway Series 1. I got a body shell secondhand, and I could not find a chassis that would fit for him. So what I ended up doing is using a Bachmann Donald/Douglas chassis. They're identical, and then kind of cutting it in half, removing this much material, and then welding it back together. So his wheels would be evenly spaced. He doesn't have the odd spaced wheels like Donald and Douglas do. And then the tender was from a Bachmann N class, which at one point was available on the Bachmann US parts store. And I painted him up in some very nice gloss because I think he deserves to be shiny. None of the other models are like that. And the faces were designed by Thomas Modeler 1 on Twitter. But yeah, that's James. Next we have Silas, the coffee pot, probably one of the most strange engines we'll see, and also one that we did not know very much about until recently. But basically, for those who don't know, this is the first engine built by Sir Topham Hatt in the Railway series. Instead of Glynn, it's canonically Silas, whose name we just learned. And actually, when we found out that his name was Silas, that kind of gave me the energy to finish the model. But I designed this to 3D print. Gears are also 3D printed. And I used just the motor and driving gear from a Bachmann Percy, which is kind of mounted vertically in his vertical boiler there. Excuse me, in the back. And he uses Bill and Ben sized wheels. And if it wasn't clear, the thing that I love about buying the Bachmann Thomas stuff is that all those kind of parts are very easily swappable. It's almost like working with Legos, all the wheels fit on all the axles, so you can swap those out pretty easily. The gears all kind of mesh with each other. And they've introduced a pretty broad selection of parts that gives you this freedom to do really weird things like Silas. But all his gears turn and stuff, again, we'll see that later. And I think he was one of the first faces I designed myself. I finally started using Blender, and I designed his face to look kind of sad and Frankenstein-y and a little bit ugly because he's a sad Frankenstein-y, ugly little fellow.
I love that model. It was so cool.
Yeah, a very popular one, Carly the Crane.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, Christian's favorite. I had to get her out. Kind of just a model that I never thought I would make because I'm like, why would they put Carly on train wheels? It's so weird and dumb. And then the more I'm angry about it, and the more I just end up thinking about her and how it could work semi-realistically. So again, another body shell I designed, another face I designed, and all 3D printed to fit on a Bachmann Toby chassis, which has the middle wheel removed. And then I gave her kind of a front pony truck there and filled in the gaps, from the all engines go appearance. But the crane is posable. It all kind of works just by 3D printing parts and using some screws and some aluminum rod. And you can adjust your little winch there by turning the screw. But yeah, that's Carly. Next we have Ryan. Obviously, Bachmann already makes Ryan. And this was actually it wasn't a gift. It was a trade from Christian. He had a Bachmann Ryan that he put up for sale or something. So I was like, yeah, I could use a Bachmann Ryan. And I wanted to redo the pipes. Obviously, I think he's one of Bachmann's better models, but I don't really like to just have something kind of running on the layout like unmodified anyway. So I put them through the ringer. I sanded off the old pipes. I designed and printed these ones, and it was you can kind of tell if you have an eagle eye that the colors aren't quite the same, but it was a very tedious process to sand off the old pipes with a little file, and it was easy to glue the new ones on. And then because I was kind of going the whole mile, I was like, well, it doesn't really make sense that he should have the separate pipes and not separate handrails. So I really, really carefully had to mask off the lining there because I didn't want to redo the lining on his tanks. And I sanded off the molded handrails as well and to give him his cab. And then I ended up doing his bunker as well with some real cool. So you can, like I said, you can kind of see where the colors are a little bit different, but I am happy how that came out. So that's Ryan. But really, as far as Bachmann models go, did not take that much modification considering. Another favorite is Nia. One that I made sure to take over to Christian's layout.
Yeah, my second favorite model for sure.
Yeah, I got all your favorites in here. And Nia runs on a Bachmann Salty chassis, if you can believe it, but with a Bachmann Ben motor, because it couldn't quite, she's very short, so it didn't quite fit with the Salty motor. And then the body was just designed by Arlo, who's on Twitter, Instagram, and stuff, to be a realistic, engine of her class, that KD1 or something. And I was like, well, can you make me a TV series CGI one? And he did, and it was not an easy project, but I did finally cobble this together with all the rods and stuff were kind of just spares that I had to cut in half and resolder and re-glue and make them the right length. And she shockingly somehow she is quite a decent runner. The only trouble she'll have is the front pony truck on some really tight curves. But yeah, actually, another one of those models where the more you think about it, the more you're like, well, I would like to see how this could work in HO scale. So very long project. Very happy it's over.
Side rods are amazing.
The side rods, thanks. Hurricane is an interesting one because I actually went outside the Thomas range for this. He runs on the Bachmann Russian Decapod chassis, which is pretty sure it's discontinued now. And it was actually designed by Kuda-K888, who's a very long time user in the fandom. But it was not my design of body, so it was pretty much just fitting it on the chassis. And I made the original back in 2018, and just recently, after kind of learning about water slide decals and stuff, in the last couple of years, repainted him all nice, so he looks a little bit handsome because I really like Hurricane. And I know John loves Journey Beyond Sodor almost as much as I do.
Yeah.
So there's Hurricane.
Yeah. Sorry, you said Kuda-K888 is the one who designed it?
Yep.
Wow. I mean, that's a name I haven't heard in many years. But I remember seeing
I have no clue why.
James back in the day.
Well, and it's like this guy who's very, as far as I know, concerned with the model series stuff, and then out of the blue, unless it was a commission, this was on Shapeways very briefly, and I was like obsessed with Hurricane at the time. This was literally 2017, 2018, and I was like, why would this guy make this? But I instantly bought it. It was so cool. I'm so happy I did.
Not to digress too far, but I just remember his Ernest episode way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was G-Scale, right? He did that?
Yeah, that was actually the actual, models they would have used in Ernest the engine car, which I think Ernest and Stevie came in one set. And I remember, he used to make those videos on the IMAX and stuff as well, which is very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, would not have guessed he would make that, but he did. And obviously, I had Hurricane for the longest time without Frankie, because I kind of didn't really know computer or aided design at this point. But a couple of years ago, I finally designed one to fit on, obviously, Bachmann Diesel / Paxton / Arian Burritt chassis. Not too much else to say there. Just design and printed on the chassis. It's going to be a recurring theme. But yeah, I'm happy that I have both of them. Looking smug. A couple more fan favorites. If people even know who these are, a lot. It's funny because sometimes I'll make a Bubba engine, and people are like, "Oh, is that like an OC? Like that's cool." I'm like, "No, these are official characters."
Yeah, I had no idea who that was.
Yeah.
Wait, these were actually in CGI or in Bubba?
They were in one episode in Brazil, and I always thought
they're pretty cool designs.
Well, and that's my thing. The stories aren't always good, but I'm just someone who likes trains, and I'm like, well, it's really cool that we're kind of reaching into all corners of the world and picking these odd Trains.
I love how they
Have,
compliment
oh,
blue.
what was that?
I'm sorry. I said I love how they complement each other. The black and the blue, the tenders. I think that's cool.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind of a teal like LBSC Thomas, but I just I was really excited that I'm always really excited when new characters come out, and I was like having dreams about this episode before it came out. It was it's like a fine episode, like who cares? But I was really happy to make these models. I think they came out well, and they were made using again outside the Thomas range, Bachmann's 10-wheeler 460 Baldwin, which I'm not entirely sure if that's still in the catalog. I'll be honest. I think it is. I could be wrong, but use the chassis from those. I think the tenders are pretty much original, except for I had to add the high-sided wood guard stuff and the little toolboxes. The cabs and the pilots are designed and printed. I used the smoke boxes, but the boilers are made of sheet metal because the original Bachmann ones are they have a bigger firebox and then a smaller boiler part. So again, I don't even really use these that much, but I like the way they look, and another tick off the checklist. But next we finally have Bachmann Duncan, guys. He's here. But this was made with Bachmann N-scale Percy, and again, bodging is sort of extra rods on the side there. And the body shell was designed by, I feel like they changed their username, so I don't quite remember. Is it Westcliff Works, I want to say? Sorry, could be wrong. But yeah, that was a 3D printed body on Percy chassis, and I think 4Ds as well might make a Douglas. So pretty simple mod. Another Boba character, Hong Mei, which I was actually kind of excited to make because in the show they are reusing a lot of parts from Rosie, and using Bachmann Rosie because it's pretty accurate to the one in the show. I was like, well, this will be an easy project. So the smoke box area and the pistons and all that is off the original Rosie, and I just kind of designed the tanks and the cab part and slapped that on the chassis. And I think even her wheels have those little white rims, don't they? So part of the work was done there for me, but yeah, interesting prototype that I definitely wanted to make. And she has these weirdly fogged out cab windows in the show, so that's what I did on the model. Don't know what's going on inside there, but that's what it looks like. A couple of fancy splatter and dodge. Yeah, like I said, it's obvious this is a repaint of Diesel. But one thing I did want to get right, because they're kind of simple fellows, both in nature and physically, is the you'll notice they don't have they don't have the handrails on the front, kind of like Arian Burt, but they also don't have the wires that connect their lights in real life, which I think would mean that their lights wouldn't work in real life. But yeah, I sanded the front of those smooth, and I did 3D print those little lamp and fake lamp holders. And actually, Christian, one of these was a Bachmann Diesel you traded me as well, so that's where it ended up. The faces were uploaded, I want to say by Kobe. Somebody found, they're all the scans for Splatter and Dodge's prototype faces are public, but their prototype faces, they have the pointy nose, if you guys know, that is on all the Splatter and Dodge merchandise. You'll notice they don't have the wider nose on all the toys. So I put those files into Blender and manually stretched out their noses because I think their faces are iconic and I wanted them to be accurate. And shout out to Train Boy, because this was also aka Lance. I think these were the first models I did with working lights. Again, because they were so simple, I was like, what else can I do? So they do have working lights that I can, if I grab one, well, his face fell off, can be turned on and off with this button right here. So yeah, that's splatter and dodge. Easy pickings for Bachmann, I will say, if they do decide to do that. Next is Scruffy from the Railway series. And this was a fun one because something that I don't see done a lot is that if you look at the illustrations, like Scruffy's body is like all warped and he literally looks like he's about to fall apart. So what I did with and this is just a standard like Bachmann troublesome truck, except for the face, obviously. So I used like a heat gun and like a soldering iron to kind of make him look like warped and bent and dented and stuff. And this was before I knew anything about Blender. So the face, as well as Fred's there, are just sculpted out of clay. And the decals on the side are designed by Railway Mania, aka Corwin, aka Sudrian Histories on Instagram.
I love the faces on them. I think it's better that they're clay from the books. It looks like they're right off the page.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, sculpting is fun, but I do actually want to replace them because his face takes up like the whole front. I think I can design, a handful of his expressions and like swap them out, just like I do with any other model. So it's on my very long to-do list. I honestly don't know how many things I have left here. Okay, yeah, the Farquhar Quarry Company wagons. Bachmann is also making these, and it's funny because I have a lot of like cargo loads for wagons in here that I would have liked to talk about with Matt. So it's a shame he couldn't stay. But yeah, this was before Bachmann announced theirs, obviously. Also decals that Corwin produced at one point that I bought a bunch of. But unlike Bachmann, these are made with the troublesome truck number 4, aka the 6-ton wagon, the shorter one. Painted up in all these funny colors, and I designed a bunch of faces on Blender as well for them. And then the cargo is made from wooden dowels painted gray, which I'm not super convinced by. It does the job. I kind of needed a bulk lot of them, and it is supposed to be like cut stone. But, I think they're also the wrong color. The color kind of fluctuates a bit in the books. Next, just a couple pieces of model series rolling stock. The what is that?
My true favorite.
Yeah, well, this was for you. The 20-ton LBSC van was designed by Sodor Model, and he's kind enough to share we share a bunch of things back and forth. But that fits on the standard Bachmann troublesome truck chassis as well. So that was swapped out, and then a couple of tankers that I just got recently and spray painted them silver because who knows what could be in there. Didn't you have a theory on what could be in there at one point, Christian? I remember that coming up with Gordon.
I have no idea what I said. I thought they were frankly just fuel tankers.
Fuel?
That's all I thought they were, to be honest. But they could be anything, really.
Well, they kind of look like the jelly tankers.
Yeah, it's like in season 1 they had those season 9 tankers already all set to go.
They had the jelly all the way from season 1. The Railway Series Express coaches, as seen, in those first couple of early books, they look a lot like the Bachmann Express coaches in shape and kind of with the corridors and stuff. So I painted up a couple in orange and made decals of different numbers on there and used this like wash that was for kind of like Warhammer miniatures, I think, to give them like a teak, like oily, wood finish type of finish, which I think looks cool. So I've got a rake of those. But I plan to include this because, Bachmann is making all this Railway Series rolling stock, and they could easily do these as well. The anniversary Orange Express coaches. And then this is, I hope Matt sees this at some point because I've kind of been on a cargo craze lately. And, just going around, we've got the coffee bean ones from Big World. I don't know if it's the same as appears in like Splish Splash Splash, the flour sacks. I don't know if it's the same. We got those that fits on the flatbed as well as the open wagons. The big crate load from Hero of the Rails. That's like pretty clearly this one crate asset the team had and like stretched and made it gigantic. It doesn't really look very realistic, but it's kind of cool. The milk churns were made by Sodor Model as well.
That's my favorite.
So those, anytime I get to do anything with like the silver spray paint, I am happy. It always looks cool. The hay bales also from that kind of early CGI days, which I think that would be a really cool item. And then just recently I made these rock loads for the high-sided wagons, which I would say I have an irrational attachment to, but I think they're really cool. And it's such a niche thing for Bachmann to make, and they did. So I designed 4 different loads for those that just slot in. And then my last 2 things are kind of where I said like could be made from Bachmann USA asterisk. Rocky he does technically have the same size motor as like Edward and Emily in the Bachmann range, but I got them off Amazon, and he was pretty much all designed and printed after that. But he's a cool guy, so I wanted to include him in here, and we'll get to see him in action shortly. And then my last size is actually a bit of a reveal. This isn't something that anybody has seen yet, and it is my first large-scale figure, prop replica, I guess. And I did Sir Topham Hatt because I need him for a very special project. Again, these scans were put up publicly, and I pretty much I 3D printed them. I sanded the absolute Jesus out of them because actually the entire last Thomas Tuesday live stream, I was sanding the entire time from start to finish. I was sanding this because there was print lines in him. So he's finally done, but it wasn't easy, and these scans are public as well, provided by Thomas Modeler. So yeah, Christian, I thought you might enjoy that as well. But that is all I have, and we can watch this short video.
Great. Let's do it.
All right. So okay. Are you still on the same screen? Let's pause it. Yeah. Can you see that?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think you have to go into your next tab, or maybe share your next tab separately.
Oh, I see. Like that?
There you go. Yeah, you're on it now. Yeah.
All right. So this is just a short video of kind of all the models in action because I want you guys to see that they work, and it would not be as finely tuned if I kind of held my phone and went around and tried to do this live.
Auto Sir Topham Hatt right there.
Very nice, man.
Rob,
Am I still sharing my screen? I have no idea what's happening.
No, you just closed it off. So we're back to the home.
Quick question. Can Rocky lift everything? No, he can barely lift anything. Sorry, I have not been able to read the chat, but that's all I brought to present. I guess I plan to join from my phone if you wanted to, like, point out things around the layout. Otherwise,
Yeah, maybe we could just do like a quick scan with the phone, and then
Okay.
we'll transition to the portion regarding the train show we all attended.
Okay. So if I join from my phone right now, it's okay to.
Yeah, it'll come as a separate thing, and I'll add you to the stream.
Okay. It's not going to give like feedback or something.
No, I think you'll just have to mute your laptop or whatever you're using right now.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Loading. I could have prepared this while the video is playing.
Okay, it's done. All right. Good.
You just have to mute one of those.
One of them is muted.
You're gonna have to leave on the big screen.
Oh,
How about that?
That's fine. Okay.
My laptop is muted, but okay. Okay. How about we set some trains going?
Yeah.
And
Not to be extra picky,
select
but could you
back
maybe turn your
camera.
phone to landscape?
Oh yes.
There you go. Perfect.
Well, Rebecca. Oh, there's Rebecca. There we go. We could follow her. Here's to the station.
Christian's third favorite character.
By far.
She's a wonderful mom.
All your Scaledale buildings are in my way.
What do you have?
Sorry about that. You have Sir Topham Hatt just sitting at Tidmouth Docks?
Well, I don't know what was gonna happen. Also, my camera is definitely mirrored. This is so trippy.
Oh,
There she goes over the bridge.
the bridge.
That's
We can
impressive.
put the bridge up if we want. As long as we remember to put it back down.
That's amazing.
Have
This
you ever
side is-
accidentally have you ever accidentally left it up and had the trains run off the
I
layout?
have not on accident. I've done it on purpose as a joke sometimes.
Have
This
to question
side
what
isn't
model
really
you
that
used.
finished, obviously. There's Wellsworth.
There's that circus train.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of cleaning up around here. There's Peel Godred back there.
Oh, those rocks are still there.
Yes. Oh, so is this. Oops.
That's funny.
And there's Tess.
Oh, you fixed Tess.
Yeah. No, she's not fixed. She's still broken.
Really? Looks pretty fixed to me.
She isn't. This part is broken.
I owe you, man. Sorry about
Anyway. But yeah. What now?
What
that.
now?
Yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit about the show, but yeah, maybe I'll put the spotlight on John if
Okay.
he wants to maybe share his thoughts
Should I go?
first.
Can I go back to my laptop? Would that be?
No.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course.
Actually, I
Oh
forgot
well.
to put you
Talking
to-
of leaving the bridge up, we just left the bridge up.
I should have done this. I totally didn't do this.
Did?
I totally didn't do this.
It's
But that's
fine.
okay.
She actually is fine.
Oh my god, no.
Okay, I'm gonna join for my laptop if you want to go talk about the show because I have
Sounds
things
good.
I could show as well.
All right.
Is that okay? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave for a second.
All right. So Severus in the background there, John. How's he
It's
doing?
fine.
You see, where is he? Oh, he was sleeping.
Just a split second ago. Yeah, he just like went by. I saw a black figure moving. I was like, that must be his cat.
Should we wait for Val?
Yeah, he just
Hello.
rejoined. There we go.
Ooh.
All right.
Look at that.
I guess since it's all three of us, maybe we'll do this. It might be better if we just
Four
say,
of
like,
us.
Yeah, I think that's better.
four of us. Yeah.
So what are we doing?
That's huge, Val. Are you sure that's not bigger than prop scale?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Oh, okay. All right, there we go. I don't know. Just because you had it so close for a second, I was like, wait, that looks even bigger.
So why don't we just talk about the show real quick and what we got and how it
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, if you guys want to talk through your purchases, I got them right next to me.
Yeah. Well, actually, maybe as an opener, I'll share my screen. I'll just showcase some of the posts. So for those of you who know, there was the Great British Train Show that occurred at the end of April that the three of us, actually the four of us, if Abby wants to join us now, Val, I don't know if she's still in your house at the moment.
The five of us.
Maybe she should introduce.
He's like, yo.
Hi, Abby.
Hey.
We have another guest, the wonderful driver. She drove us in her car to Canada from Michigan. It would have not been possible if it weren't for her SUV.
Aw, thanks. The Honda kept us going, even though the mechanic said I needed a new car. So.
And she bought me this pin of duck.
I did. Happy birthday, Val.
Ah, did you like them?
Those were sick.
He loved it. And there was what was the yellow one?
Stephanie.
Oh, yes.
It's your
That one.
mother. It's almost
Yes,
your mother's name.
Stephanie. I got that one for him as well. So
That was kind of sick.
I learned a lot that weekend.
Amazing.
Poor Abby.
Not for me. I had a great time. What do you mean?
I'm glad.
All right, guys. So just real quick, I'm going to share my screen just to showcase some of the highlights, and then we'll go through some of our crazy purchases we made and talk about our little border story, crossing the border from Canada back to the U.S. So that'll be a little bit of fun story. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Is this relevant to Train World TV?
It's not, but it's something that'll entertain the fans, so it's worth saying.
Oh, then I'm gonna read the chat. By the way, hello to everyone who I can't read it to. Rebecca died, yeah.
All right, guys. So Churchill Model Works is one of the new modelers in the fandom who's done an outstanding job. I'm just going to showcase some of the highlights here. As we know, very, very famous Thomas fan Rob McGee, formerly known as Wooden Roller Reviews or Robert M Productions, huge shout out to him, acquired the prop of the carousel. And off to the right there is the original prop from season 5, and off to the left is the replica that Churchill Model Works made. So big shout out to both of them. They're awesome. I got to meet both of them at the show, as did John, Val, and Abby. And this is one part of the Gauge 1 layout that they had on display there. Here's the Thomas model they had running around, along with some figures and rolling stock. Toby, the iconic one, I believe that is Jacob Jarrett's, our previous Thomas Tuesday guest from the good old days. If we remember that was, excuse me, on way back in 2022, already 3 years or 4 years ago that came out. Here's our Gauge 1 Percy model. They even had, well, I guess what they called in season 5, the yellow diesel, later known as either Ari or Bert, and Stephanie off to the side. And I mean, it was just a really, really fantastic display. I mean, the most detailed Gauge 1 layout that we've seen in the fandom yet.
Well, the yellow diesel has to be Ari because they named Bert in that episode.
Yeah, but I don't think the name Ari was official back then.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It has to be. It has to be Ari, even if he's got no name, because Bert was there, right?
And they're going off of the old website that just called him the Yellow Diesel, and like it called Derek Paxman.
That's great.
And etc. But yeah, it was funny.
All right, and right here is Abby eating one of Val's pieces of rolling stock.
Oh, that's me.
Which must have tasted absolutely delicious.
Well,
yes,
they were in that Tim Hortons box, so they had a little bit of frosting on them. Spend $200 whatever at a stand, you'd think they'd let me have a nicer box.
And this is a piece of rolling stock made out of brass, or was this a plastic one?
It's right there. Grab it.
This one?
This short one.
This?
I believe they're all white metal kits. The short one.
White metal. Gotcha.
They are. Well, the sides are definitely white metal. You can see it's showing there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just very cool, odd items. This one even has a little tarpaulin thing that moves. And they all are fitted with like chain links. I posted a video of those Great Western coaches I had, and I was like, well, they don't have any cup planes, but actually the chain links like worked really well. It's just kind of fiddly to put together.
Yeah.
But that shocked me.
Yeah.
You can see in this photo a lot of the stuff that
Those are the coaches
I bought.
Yeah, absolutely. That all of us bought, including the set that John acquired. And there's me just doing whatever. I think this was like 2:00 in the morning or 1:30 in the morning. I was like half asleep.
after that. This is the church that saved us from the border.
Yes. I'm gonna go back to this one.
It's a cool church. And what's the price on that, Val? If I remember, it's 40, right?
40.
Yeah. So just to like be clear on how good the deals were, guys.
I'm sure you probably paid less too.
Yeah, absolutely. That scale though, guy was unreal.
But I got that church for $29 American.
Yeah, that's good. That's like equivalent to like what you could probably. There's like rolling like you could get this for $29 maybe.
Here, I'll show. I have some of the stuff over here. It's actually still in the suitcase, guys.
Anyhow, yeah, actually, John, if you want to showcase some of your purchases that you made, and we could also tell them about how much of an experience we had crossing the border.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it wasn't that.
Oh, this is Train World TV after dark.
Scaledale Water Tower. I believe the green meant they were what, 20 or 10 supposed to be.
Maybe 15.
10 or
those
5.
are the small ones, right? Yeah.
Yes.
What is this?
They use a lot of shilling stone from Bachmann. So this is the shilling stone good shed. I don't know why it's all blurry. Maybe I should turn it off.
Probably because you got blurred background on.
Let me turn it off.
Well, whatever green is, it was above pink.
Look at this. I almost did this earlier.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
It looks like
Oh, that's one of my that you're holding.
Oh, this?
This is a shilling stone good shed. That was very, very cheap. I forget exactly how much. It doesn't have a price on it. This is the Shillingstone Station building.
Love that. Well, you
see, the purpose of this segment too is to show Bachmann and Matt Stern when he rewatches this that we need more Thomas buildings once and for all because we're all buying them.
2005, the Scaledale Bus Depot, which Christian turned me on to.
What year was that discontinued, Christian?
Yes. What year was it discontinued, Christian?
What? Oh, that one? Actually, that one I'm not too sure about.
Bus Depot's iconic. I can show one of my favorite resin purchases. It was the resin Hornby Goodfellows shoe.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how did your shoes get left there?
Terrence would rather take buildings back than his own shoes.
Yeah, I couldn't fit them in my little suitcase, and so I asked Val, "Can you hold on to those?"
So it looks like on here it shows everything that the Shillingstone had. The Shillingstone signal box, which I have here, the Shillingstone goods shed, the Shillingstone station building, and you got the Shillingstone post office, Val.
I did. It's over there, but it honestly does not look like.
No, it doesn't. Take a look at the picture. The whole range is a little.
Wow.
Well,
That's all.
Wow, is that a good shed? That's cool.
The good shed isn't. That's the good shed that was in that box. You couldn't really see because the way the box.
Oh. Is that based on a real station in the UK? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
I am not the person.
Sounds like a real place.
Collection based on Shillingstone Station in Dorset. So yes, it is.
Wow. Fictional British Isles.
I grabbed this because why not? Always good to have another one.
Yeah, those are classic.
Yeah, I could have one of those.
Christian turned me onto that.
It's the same Mrs. Kindly's cottage on my layout.
Scaledale signal box.
And these are just such nice resin buildings. Again, if Bachmann US can bring back them in the Thomas line, that would be wonderful in some capacity.
The one that Christian missed.
Yeah, it was all the way in the back, man. I missed it.
We both missed.
In my opinion, I think it's important for Bachmann to have the ones that are unmistakably Thomas. Like, it's a little known fact that Ben, the China Clay twin, successfully opened a bookstore business in Great Waterton. and he was actually seen there in the season 11 behind the scenes photos, which confirms that it's the same, that it's Ben.
That's why Ben was always my favorite.
And if you actually look in this image, you can see that he's behind the counter. It's really hard to see, but he is behind the counter. So
yeah, that's Ben's driver behind the counter.
You know, if they had Ben's books, if they had splatters, rhinoplasty, and I don't know, Rebecca's candles and such, I think those would be good sellers.
They would. Especially the rhinoplasty. Footbridge.
Nice.
Good shed.
That's cool. That's another good shed.
Yeah, another good shed.
Yeah. That's the stone one, right?
Yeah. Then we have the wagons. I'm not going to waste your time with them too much. Like, this is a wagon I got because it's got
that was cool, though.
crew on it. I thought were great.
There is actually...
This was a wagon.
So, I don't know what their role is anymore, but I think the show was started by this group of volunteers called the Plate Layers, and they used to do a yearly wagon. And you'll see, if it's not mirrored, it says Great British Train Show right under there.
Really?
And you'll find these there. You'll find they did a couple of different. They have I may have repainted one. They've done a couple of years of them. And one time, they didn't introduce themselves to me, and it's put on by a group called the Plate Layers.
This was the only Thomas purchase.
Yeah.
What's that?
Awesome.
Plate Layers, Great British Train Show. This is 2002, and this one is 2004. So they've been around for a while.
Oh, and Mr. C's Railways here. He's asking how we're all doing this evening. We're all good. We're all good. We're vibing out.
We're vibing out.
Yeah, there's not a single representative of Bachmann or Train World. It's just
us chat.
Me.
But the rest of
has a load.
transport set and that goods depot, which I'm gonna leave in here. But you guys know. Saw the picture.
Sounds good. So yeah, guys, if you haven't been to Brampton, Ontario, there is this awesome train show once again called the Great British Train Show. It occurs every 2 years. Be sure. What'd you say, Val?
He's me.
The secret's out.
Well, it's already been out, truthfully, with all the Gauge 1.
Well, I live 4 hours from there, 3 hours. I've been going since before it was a Thomas thing. Truthfully, it has changed a lot, but I think it's actually a good thing.
Yeah. Anyhow, you guys are asking why I'm mentioning this on the Train World stream. Well, for many of the Bachmann Thomas products that we buy these days, we always are trying to find additional British products that match the style and aesthetic of the Thomas show. So if you attend this in person up in Canada, it's a great opportunity to acquire those products to enhance your Sodor layouts and collections even more. So really nice. Check it out. And a huge thanks to John and Val for being there also and showcasing their insights and showcasing their products that they acquired. It was really a great time, and everyone there had a great time. So if you haven't been there, be sure to mark it in your calendar for 2028. That will be the next one, 2028. All right. And just to kind of put a lid or close up the live stream for this evening, I'm going to once again just share my screen one more time to Train World site, just so you guys know we are taking pre-orders on lots of these new Bachmann Thomas products that Matt showed earlier in the hour. The G-Scale LBSC Thomas right off to the right here. There's lots of new HO rolling stock, the anniversary bands, which have been just such hot sellers. They go over to the previous page. We've got, I think, N-Scale Henry, and the Defuse It Gunpowder Wagon in particular, though all three are on the website too.
Oh my gosh, and Troublesome Truck number 6. I love that one.
And Troublesome Truck number 6, which has been an okay seller, Val.
He's a little face.
I know how much you love it.
That's what the debate was, not the silver tankers. What the purple tankers are carrying.
Well, that's going to be perhaps the raffle question for Thomas Tuesday in the future.
Oh,
we will see. We will see.
Do your research.
Yeah, what could they be carrying?
All right. But
Christian said wine.
there you have it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in this evening to Thomas Tuesday. Thank you, my friends John, Val, Abby, and Sir Topham Hatt off this side there, who actually looks pretty angry right now for some reason. I guess he's upset with me for some reason.
The stream is ending.
Yeah, the stream is ending, guys. I'm sorry, but he's with us. He's at the closing, just like in all the name board sequences that we all are so familiar with as kids. But happy Thomas Tuesday. Keep on modeling and have a great day. Thank you very much, everyone.
See you guys.
Peace out.
Bye.